So last and quite possibly least, we're Spaces and Places. And let me just be clear, that list is something that we just hashed together at the end because we basically paid zero attention to slide one and what was supposed to be the content for slide one. In part because this came out of a lot of interesting conversations across huge divides of time and space about what we thought was important, but we maybe settled on a couple of themes at the bottom which we were interested in: ethnography in space, urban planning, mapping and movement, and sound and construction of space, because what we were really interested in is communicating with people with expertise outside of our specific disciplines and developing new ways of thinking. So that led us on to sort of academia for the Tinder generation, which is a sort of form of academic speed dating we've called My Place or Yours. This occurs... So the idea is that as a group with people from outside, if they would really want to spend time with us, we meet a small number of experts, external experts, and we have small speed dating sessions. And from these, which could be spread out over a number of evenings or just one, people who are experts or practitioners or who are ethnographers, this would lead to a number of second dates, hopefully, which could be either short presentations, framing new questions and getting feedback, or something with a creative output. So we go from these first dates to these second dates, and then we try and work together, the idea being one external expert, one practice-based person, and one theory-based person to come up with something creative that kind of answers the many questions, the myriad questions that we've got around space and place. And from these, we really hope to develop some reading groups, because they're all quite lonely, and they might be connected to our original themes: ethnography in space, urban planning and mapping, sound and the construction of space. And a bit that I didn't dare put up was called Sealing the Deal, which, and I quote, someone framed as a romantic picnic where we would all come back together to present our disparate works, both creative and theoretical and academic. So yeah, that's it. It was really fun, but I don't know whether that makes any sense.
It does make sense. I mean, I think probably most people who've been academics for a long time know that experience of going to a conference and spending all day kind of gradually nodding and listening to someone tell something for 40 minutes, and then in the space of the 5-minute walk to the train station, meet someone else who goes, oh, yeah, and in that 5 minutes, you've kind of done more kind of effective business, as it were, than most of the day sitting there passively receiving something. So I think the idea of, inviting, if you identify kind of 4 or 5 people who you would really like to meet, but you would like to meet them, not just hear from them, and to kind of slice up their time really small, I don't see why we shouldn't explore something like that. I mean, I think it's a nice little kind of, it's innovative. Yeah, cool.
I'm not sure we can hire a plane.
Or an aircraft hangar, much as I'd like to hire an aircraft hangar. Caravan, maybe. Chase caravans. Caravan's got a slightly seedy air. Just pop it out in the car park. And, yeah.
I think we're definitely going to have a Chase Caravan now.
Chase Caravan. Yeah, kind of hook it up to the Chase kind of, Land Rover. Okay, that's fantastic. On that note, are there any other kind of housekeeping things that I need to mention that I haven't mentioned?
Well, should we ask whether anyone wants to, from what the other groups have done, because you're all in your own groups, whether there are things that we've seen here that you think, yeah, a writing retreat, and that would be me, I'd sign up for that straight away. Or not.
Or just want to get to the wine.
Yeah, I think one of the things we'll do is we're going to feed back the training and development group. I suppose will have a think about all of these presentations and offer some feedback. But we'll think of a way in which, if you weren't involved in a group but you want to make contact with that group, we'll kind of facilitate that, because that seems to be one of the most sensible things to do. I was just again, I stress, please do feedback to us on the day as a whole, but also this aspect of it. from my point of view, it's kind of really interesting to hear all these different ideas, and just the process of that bumping up against people who look at the world slightly differently, have kind of different disciplinary background is kind of it's quite, and it can be hard work, but it's also quite, and that awkwardness is quite energizing. Once you've kind of reflected on it, you're like, yeah, okay. So I think it seems to me that I was just really pleased to kind of see the variety. Yeah.
Yeah, secondly, I've come several times for Chase. I just discovered somebody who's doing ethnography here, and I didn't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit like.
I'm an anthropologist, so yeah.
I was going to say, that's why the idea of the 10-minute papers in the conference we thought was so
Yeah.
interesting, because
It's a
I'm
good
sure
one.
there are loads of people here that do stuff that I'd be really intrigued in, even though Ovid-based, probably modernists I'd be interested in their ideas on a take on that, and translation, and all sorts of ideas like that. And so the 10-minute sessions, we were thinking, not having them constrained to panels, means you could get so much more out of the audience.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I suppose I'm just always aware that next one of these, eventually there'll be 210 of you in the room once all the cohorts are there. So then kind of try,
10 minutes each.
Yeah, that's going to be a long residential if we do them sequentially. But yeah, definitely taking. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think what was common to quite a lot of this is the idea of kind of short slices of intensive kind of networking or exchange, kind of reasonably innovative modes of thinking about how you might go about doing that. So, and I mean, one of the things that I'm quite keen, I think we all are, that Chase would be very open to exploring new ways of doing things. So I think we've had a number of them presented here, and I definitely think, you should kind of ask me about it at the next conference. hopefully I will be able to report back on some things, and so will you. I think that's basically it. So there's going to be, I suppose, on behalf of Chase and the management board, can I thank you all for your lively attendance? I've really enjoyed spending the day with you, as I always do.